There are people that we grow to love over time, and then there's the rare ones who instantly capture our hearts. Carrie was one of those people. She had just turned 18. She loved reading and writing and spending time with her thoughts alone in her room. She dreamed of being a writer someday, and she loved the book Catcher in the Rye. Like many young writers, she wanted to experience life and then later write about it. She was bright and sensitive and incredibly creative and deeply loved by her family. It felt like her story was just beginning, and no one, especially Carrie, thought that it would end so soon. Now, before I tell you what happened next, let me tell you how I came to know Carrie. Hi, I'm Linda Dolan, an author and an Akashic Record practitioner, and one of the greatest privileges of my life was channeling 23 of Heaven's children through the Akashic Records. Carrie was one of those children. Now, you may not share my beliefs, and that's perfectly okay. Whatever your beliefs, I'm hoping that Carrie's story will just give you some food for thought and maybe even help you see life in a little bit different way. So let me tell you a few things that Carrie shared with me. She told me about her transition and described it as sensing an opening in the clouds and simply passing through it. There was no fear because she had done this many times before, but there was total confusion. She was aware of other spirits around her, but nothing was making sense. The first thing she asked God was, what's happening, and where's my mother? God comforted her, loved her, and patiently explained what had happened. One of the things that I loved about meeting Carrie was her generosity of spirit. She shared these deeply personal moments about her life in the hopes that it would help the rest of us, give us some hope and calm and understanding. And she did not pretend like she was perfect at all. She told me she had started vaping a few months before she passed. And she wants people to know she did not do it because her friends did. In fact, she laughed and said, I was the most least likely person to vape because I never tried to be like everyone else. Fitting in or following the pack, that just wasn't in my nature. And she wasn't rebelling either or trying to escape life. That wasn't what this was about at all. These are her words. Vaping felt like an exciting adventure somehow. It made me feel more alive, more creative, and somehow more daring. And I know it sounds ridiculous now, but I also felt like it made me more interesting somehow. Honestly, I was hooked right away. And even my friends had no idea how much I was vaping. I thought I loved it, but really, it was about my body needing it. Now, looking back, she saw how curiosity quickly, almost instantly, became dependence. How something that felt so harmless had quietly taken control. Her plan was to quit after she graduated high school, but she didn't get that chance. What no one knew, including Carrie, was that she had an undiagnosed heart condition. Honor students could leave the grounds for lunch, and that's when Carrie would start her day with vaping. Then one day she collapsed when she returned to school, and despite every effort, her heart simply could not be restarted. From her heavenly vantage point, Carrie is sharing a few things that she wants us to know. She loved her life. She loved her parents, and she was not trying to die. Her death was an accident. She wanted her parents to know They were not to blame. They had done everything in their power to always keep her safe. She simply became good at hiding something that she believed was harmless and temporary. As heartbreaking as her death was, there's much more to her story. Carrie told me that every single person's transition to the other side is very unique. And she describes the veil as not something physical, but something energetic. She slipped right through it when she crossed over and wants people to know that although it might feel like she's far away, she's not. She's right here. I find those words incredibly comforting, and I hope that you do too. When God met with Carrie, he showed incredible patience and love. There was no judgment anywhere to be found, only love. One of the things that I find so comforting is that crossing into heaven did not change who Carrie was. She was still Carrie. Carrie had a big, huge, wonderful sense of humor, which didn't diminish when she went to heaven. During one of our conversations, we were talking about the dangers of vaping, and she said, my parents don't need to hate the people that are making a killing on vaping. And then she just started laughing and she said, pun intended. She is such a delightful soul. She was so quick-witted and is still making people smile. Carrie really wants her family to know that she's more than okay and she's very much still with them. She told me she loves sending her mother pennies because when Carrie was alive, her mother always encouraged her to save a few, but she never did. So now, every once in a while, a penny will appear in her mom's path. And it's Carrie's way of saying, see, Mom, I'm finally doing something with those pennies, and I am with you. It's just a sweet little reminder that our loved ones do not lose the things that make them uniquely them. Love continues, relationships continue. Before we finish, I just want to share one more thing about Carrie. She dreamed of being a writer and deeply wanted her words to matter. She also had this fantasy about being a hero and seeing a headline in the newspaper that says, "Local girl saves lives." After she died, her obituary appeared in the paper and she just smiled at the irony of that. Then she said something that really touched me. She said that, "My wish has been granted in some way because you're reading my words here." And now years later, you're hearing her words too. I'd like to end this video with some words that Carrie wanted her family to hear. Please remember my life more than my death, both the everyday and wonderful times we had together. My life was short, but yours is long, so please let yourself live again. It's your life, of course, but I still get to be a part of it because we are still connected through a profound and limitless love. Try to let it be. Paul McCartney and Mother Mary got it right. Those are the words Carrie wanted her family, and perhaps all of us, to remember.